Morning, everybody. My name is David, and I'm with Personal Living Alert, and I'd like to welcome everybody to On the Clock with Personal Living Alert. This is just going to be a quick little interview with some friends of mine who are all in the senior services arena. We're going to talk about what's going on, a little bit about who they are, a little bit about their industry, and a little bit how the coronavirus is impacting who they are and what they think life is going to be like after the virus. Just to give you a background on who I am, Personal Living Alert is a medical alert supply company. We send out units for anybody who needs help. All they gotta do is simply push a button and we send help right to them. Whether it's in their house, outside the house, simply does not matter. And today we're here with a good friend of mine, Arnie Cowan from Sunshine Senior Placement. So Arnie, good morning. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, David. Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. So Arnie, you're in the placement arena, but before we go into that, what's your background? How did you get into helping seniors?
Great question, David. I've got about 30 years now in the healthcare senior living industry. Started off way back in the 80s and 90s working in hospitals, long-term care facilities, nursing homes, in the food and beverage arena. Spent a little bit of my time with Marriott. When I came to Florida, I decided to get into the senior living industry because I thought that would be the place to be. And I built a pretty nice career from the kitchen all the way to running the building. So I was an executive director for many years, running several of the very large senior living communities here in Palm Beach County and Broward County, and a management company as well. And then 13 years ago, 2007, I decided to start my own business, which was a consulting company that would help families and seniors navigate the senior living industry and transition them from their homes to the senior living communities that worked best for them. And I called my company Sunshine Senior Placement. And it's been a good 13 years and we've blossomed, and now I have about 10 reps that we cover pretty well all of Southeast, Southwest, and Northern Florida, and represent approximately 500 senior living communities in Florida.
It's very interesting. I wasn't aware, and I don't know how many people are like myself who weren't aware that there was even an industry for placement. Any idea how it all came about? I mean, was it around when you were an executive director? Did it kind of evolve after you left?
So when I was an executive director, we can go all the way back to fax machines, very hands-on approach to everything. And there were a couple of companies that were born probably about 20 years ago that did what I guess was called pseudo placement, where they were basically matching seniors in nursing homes and rehab centers and hospitals to assisted living communities. And they started this cottage industry of placement. And when I was an executive director, I interacted with a couple of these companies. And I got to admit, their service was very limited. They really didn't know their clients. They were just sort of passing on leads to our marketing directors who did a lot of work. And I thought about 13 years ago, if I ever get out of running these buildings, that maybe placement would be a good industry for me to join in. So I did, and sort of reestablished the industry to be a very personalized educational process. Not so much selling, but more educating families and seniors on the whole senior living industry. And it worked out pretty good.
There you go. So there's a process, it sounds like, you go through. You interview your clients, you interview the facilities. Is there a little process that you...
Definitely there's a science to this. It's not a simple, easy thing for someone to do or to begin. I believe you need a very strong healthcare background and understanding. So like myself, who's been in the industry 30 years, and the people I bring on board who've got a lot of years behind them working in senior living, we make the process look a lot simpler than it is, but it starts basically with a phone call and an introduction. to one of my reps or myself from someone in need. It will lead to an actual telephone conference call, then an actual personal one-on-one assessment. We will come to the person's home, to the rehab, to the hospital, to meet with the family and the potential client. And then we basically become a matchmaking service. And that's science. That's based on budget, level of care needs, demographic situation, how close to the family they want to be near their doctor. And then we take a look at all the communities we represent, and we narrowed it down to basically 3 to 4 communities, because if you go beyond that, it becomes very difficult and confusing once
Too
you
many
start.
choices.
Yeah, too many choices, not so good. So in theory, we're kind of like realtors, but we're marketing senior living communities that can be independent living, that can be assisted living, that can be high level of care assisted living, that can be memory care and secured memory care. And we also get involved in adult daycare situation, and we'll guide our families to nursing homes, rehabs as well. So, and as you know, being a member of Florida Senior Care Solutions, that we have a professional resource network of 13 other companies that will support our client from anything that they need, from real estate to a mover, to a geriatric care manager, home care, elder law attorney, Medicaid VA benefits, medical supplies, your alert system, and anything that we really want to help seniors for whatever they need now.
Yeah. Now, we're both down here in Florida, as you know, and now everybody else knows. And I've been paying attention to the news, and I know in Florida, we're not allowed into the assisted livings anymore, at least temporarily with the coronavirus. So how is that impacting you? Are you still able to place people? Are you still able to go in? Is everything kind of on hold? What's going on with you right now?
So that's a great question, and we're all feeling it. This industry that I've been involved in for 20, 30 years now, we've never seen anything like this. This has been a huge handicap to the industry, and the frontline employees, the administrators, the nurses have done a fantastic job in these communities to safeguard the residents and themselves from COVID. But it has basically brought our industry to a standstill. I mean, we are still permitted to admit clients to these communities, but under a very extreme protocol. And unfortunately, a lot of seniors right now would rather take their chances staying home, maybe getting care at home, than going into a congregate living socialized environment where they're not really going to be allowed to use the dining services. They're not going to be engaged in activities. They're not going to be going out on the bus doing field trips and shows. It's just a very, very strange and difficult time for our industry. It's very sad, actually.
It is. And that actually kind of segues into one of the things I talk to a lot of people about, friends and family, is what happens tomorrow? Meaning not physically tomorrow, but when this is over. I mean, not only does your industry and does my business go back to the norm, what about when you go to are you going to go right to the movie theaters? Are you going to be comfortable sitting down next to somebody? You're going to go to, plays in Broward Center, restaurants. What do you think is going to happen once we get the all clear?
Well, I think, we're following the reports every day from the feds, the state, and the local health departments. I get emails, I read the information. We're following the rules. It's going to be a slow process to get back to a new normal, and an even longer process to get back to the old normal. We're just going to have to roll with it and be patient. This is brutal on the senior living industry because this is not what we want to be happening right now. The industry was booming. They were building buildings, people were moving in, and this pandemic has changed everything. I'm not sure what the new normal will be, but it will be to protect residents. It will be to protect the employees. And hopefully, they say in a year The vaccine will be here. We'll all take it. We'll all get those immune and antibodies to beat it, and things should get back to normal. But this is going to be a tough year to deal with all this.
I agree with you 100% there. And I'm just not sure. I know Fabian and I talk about it. And like I said, some of our friends, I don't know when I'm going to be comfortable going to a movie theater again and sitting down next to somebody and or any kind of close proximity. And what happens if that person coughs? Do you like break out the Lysol and just start spraying yourself down? Or, if with the all clear, you just good to go and you say, listen, they say it's cool. So you're out there living your life like it was.
I think we're going to be a society wearing masks. And I think that the large venues, the sporting events, the theaters, the bars, anywhere where there's greater than 10 people, I don't really know what's going to happen yet. We're all going to be very cautious. A lot of people are just going to stay away. It's sad. I don't know what the answer is yet. We're letting the wise scientists help us with that.
Yeah. All right, Arnie, I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I will post it on the site, but real quick, if somebody needs your services, how do they get in touch with you?
Thanks for asking that. So Sunshine Senior Placement, free service, and you can call the 888 phone number, 888-954-7776. You'll see myself and my wonderful team, and you can contact any one of us. The phone numbers and their emails are on the website, sunshineseniorplacement.com. And if not, you can call me direct, 954-326-0756. My cell phone is on all the time. And we're here to help. We're here to answer questions, guide people, and get them through this tough time.
Perfect. Again, I'm David with Personal Living. We do medical alerts for everybody in need. This is an episode of On the Clock with Personal Living Alert. Hope everybody enjoyed it. And thanks again, Arnie, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, David. My pleasure.